You're working the checkout at Albertsons, and the woman you just rung up is 23 cents short for a bag of King's Hawaiian sweet rolls and a 4-pack of toilet paper. You wonder if she's only buying the sweet rolls because she needs the toilet paper. An insane amount of people are embarrassed to buy toilet paper, like by itself. So they couple it with something else. Your mother is one of those people. You tell her it's no problem and let her leave without a fuss. Your till will be 23 cents short today. You work in checkout at Albertsons when the hot guy who used to wait tables at the sushi restaurant across the street comes in for an Arizona iced tea and a pack of juicy fruit. He's explaining to you that his unemployment check hasn't come in yet, and he only has until the 3rd to pay his rent. He sounds crazy worried. You want to hold his hand, but you can't. You work in the checkout at Albertsons when the aliens attack, but they're like the size of hamsters. And their offense is spotty at best, so it doesn't really go anywhere. Most of them abandon the mission and scurry off to go hide in the sewers. You capture one while it's raiding the cereal aisle. You give it to Marco, the security guard, as a birthday gift. He names it Dudley Dursley. At first, Dudley Dursley is pissed about being named Dudley Dursley. But then Patrice gives Marco some banana bread to feed to it, and it naps in the chest pocket of his uniform all day. You think it's coming around. You're working in the checkout at Albertsons, and you just want to be touched. You're working the checkout at Albertsons, and you need to see some ID for the beer. You're working the checkout at Albertsons when the ghost of Elmer Grady stops by your register and asks if you've seen his wife. She's where she's been for the last 47 years, Mr. Grady. Over in produce. You're working the checkout at Albertsons, and you're explaining to a customer how you've discovered a birthmark on your foot that hadn't been there before. You'd say it's in the shape of California, like the state of California, like how it is on a map. But you showed it to Marco, and he saw Idaho. You asked the customer if she'd like to see it. She would not. You're working to check on Albertsons, and life is a dreamless void. You're working to check on Albertsons, and you wonder what Patrice over in the, you know what, I'm just gonna, California, right? You're working to check on Albertsons, and you wonder what Patrice over in the bakery's doing right now. Sometimes she shares the irregularly shaped cupcakes that don't pass the quality check with you. She wanted to open up her own bakery once upon a time, but she put her husband's dreams before her own and her children's. She says, I still have that dream though. I keep it right here in my pocket, baby. You don't have many wishes left, but you wouldn't mind giving one to Patrice. You're working the checkout at Albertsons and you don't trust the dividers. You have never trusted the dividers. They sit there looking all innocent, but they're definitely up to something. You're working the checkout at Albertsons and you just want to be touched. You're working the checkout at Albertsons and you realize you've seen this exact moment in a dream you had the night before. In exactly 2 seconds, the woman standing at the end of your line is going to drop the bottle of barefoot Chardonnay she's holding loosely. It'll shatter and splatter all over the legs of the man standing in front of her. The man standing next to her, her husband, he'll say, really, Janice? Really? You're working the checkout at Albertsons and a customer is buying his weight in Capri Sun boxes and bags of string cheese sticks. His daughter is right beside him. She looks about 5 or 6. She's wearing a cheap plastic Darth Vader Halloween mask, and she waves at you. We try to get her into Frozen. Her father says. You wave back at your new hero. You work in the checkout stand at Albertsons, and the hot girl who used to work the register at the cereal bar comes in for a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke. She's telling you that her grandfather is in the hospital, and she doesn't know if she'll ever see him again. She looks so sad. You want to hold her hand, but you can't. You're working the checkout at Albertsons when they come in from their lunch break. The cool kids from the meat department, they never use their employee discount. But what do you give? You're working the checkout at Albertsons and look at the register next to you, and there's a clerk that looks just like you, working the checkout at Albertsons. And there's another, and another beyond him. It just keeps on going. Copies and clones of yourself, wishing, waiting, working the checkout at Albertsons. You wonder if they all have a birthmark on their foot that hadn't been there before. You wonder if they all just want to be touched. You're working the checkout at Albertsons, and some haircut is screeching at you from the top of her lungs, demanding that you honor her coupons. They're expired, but she insists she just got them in the mail yesterday. She's demeaning you now, telling you and everyone else within earshot that you'd have a much better job if you weren't such an idiot. She's holding up your line, demanding to talk to a manager, and bliss has a color and a shape, and it's sincere. It rubs knots out of your shoulders and touches its tiny nose to your cheeks and promises you sidewalks soft as Jell-O, rain that tastes like grape juice. You're working the checkout at Albertsons and you just want to be touched. You're working the checkout at Albertsons, bringing up bottles of Windex for the Red Wizard of the 5 realms. He offers you a quest to travel to the 5 realms via the portal in the frozen food section. If you choose to accept the request, turn to page 36. If you choose to decline the request, turn to page 15. You decline the request and hand the wizard his receipt. You work in the checkout stand in Albertsons, and when is the last time you had yourself a nice cold glass of chocolate milk? Go in the kitchen, get yourself some. Go ahead, I'll wait. You're working checkout at Albertsons. She's in the produce aisle, Mr. Grady. Myrtle, your husband is looking for you. You're working the checkout at Albertsons, and you slip into a parallel universe. Everyone has human bodies, but the heads of tabby cats. You note that your boss Holly's tabby head has a macro pattern. Serves her right. Holly's a bit of a racist. You work in the checkout stand at Albertsons, and you burst into tears. The elderly woman whose bottle of orange juice you're about to ring up goes to touch you, but stops at the very last minute. You don't know if it's because she could have given you comfort and didn't, or if she's ashamed that she made the move in the first place. But she stands there with her hands one over the other against her chest, and she begins to cry with you. And you want to hug her, and she wants to hug you, and you need to hold her, and she needs to hold you, but neither of you can. Both of your hearts are breaking, and you just want to be touched. You're working the checkout stand at Albertsons, and you can't see it from where you are, but far up above you, there's a sun burning so bright and so hot. And she can't touch you now, but you just wait. You just wait.